In this video I will show you how to connect and install a Ledstrip for use with the FastLED library in the Arduino IDE. First you need to go to Tools and then Manage Libraries, or press Ctrl+Shift+I on the keyboard, and then inside the Library Manager you need to search for the FastLED library. Press enter. Oh, it came up, and the FastLED library is here, and select the latest version, and in my case it was 3.5.0 at this point in time, and it's already installed. So you select your version and then press the install button to install the FastLED library into the Arduino IDE. When that is done, you have some examples. You can go to File, Examples, and then go down to FastLED. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's on the bottom, FastLED. And you could try Demo Reel 100. It's a nice one. Let's make this full screen. Okay, so this is the code, and we will go into that later. Let's first look at the hardware we have. This is a Ledstrip, and it's 1 meter in length, and it has 144 LEDs in this 1 meter, and it's IP30. That means that it's not waterproof. As you can clearly see, everything is just bare. Now we have to check where the data has to go in, and if you can see, these arrows on the bottom indicate where the how do you say this, the data is going to flow to. So if the arrows are facing that direction, that means that this green cable is the data cable that has to be connected to one of the digital input-output pins of this ESP32. And if you would connect this green cable, then it wouldn't do anything. The code would not go into the Ledstrip, because the direction is from here to this side. And if you want to connect another strip, if you want to couple them, you can use this connection, and you can easily couple it to another Ledstrip. So this side is only to connect it to another Ledstrip if you want, and these two are for the power. Red is for the plus side, and the white one is for the minus side. And we're going to use these, and we are going to connect them to the power supply. This is a pretty big power supply. It can supply 10 amps of current, which is way too much for this Ledstrip, but it'll work fine. And I recommend, if you're using 2 meters, I think a 5 amp power supply would be good. It's maybe a little bit overkill, but better to be on the safe side. And for this Ledstrip, I guess 3 amps would be more than enough to be on the safe side. And I think you can even go between 1 and 2 amps, but I would have to test this first. To be safe, use a 3 amp power supply. Now to connect to the power supply, we have to strip the cable a bit. And if you want to do this properly, you can put some solder on these wire ends, but for now I'm just going to twist them and hope that they stay properly connected. Now let's screw them in. The red one goes into the plus side of the power supply. Oh, that fits well, and it stays in there, so this should be good. This is the wire, and you should only connect this when it's completely done. Now we have two cables. These are 2-point cables, and we should connect them to the ESP32. First, let's find a ground pin. There's a 3.3 volts pin, and there's a ground pin next to it, so I'm going to connect this to the ground pin. And when I connect this ground pin to the white wire, it's connected to the minus side of the LED strip, and it's also connected to the minus of the power supply. So now the LED strip and the ESP32 and the power supply all share a common ground, all share the minus. Now for the data cable to the LED strip, we put it in the middle connection, which is the green wire for data. We leave the red wire alone. The red wire only should receive power from the power supply. It's a 5-volt power supply, and the LED strip is also 5-volt. And the ESP32 will get its power from the USB connection. So let's find the digital input-output pin to connect the data from the LED strip to, and I'm going to choose data pin 4. It's D4 on the ESP32. Let's double check. Yeah, it's D4. Now let's connect the ESP32. Alright, it's detected by the PC, the personal computer. Now we can connect the power. And as you can see, nothing's happening because there's no program inside the ESP32. Now let's look at this program, and this first line of code, the include, is to connect the library to this sketch. So FastLED.h is called. It's a piece of code. It's a library to make all the FastLED functions possible. Here we have some comments from the maker, I assume. Mark Kriegsman created this in December 2014, or finished this in 2014. And these slashes, if you set 2 slashes, then whatever you type is not used by the ESP32. So you can add comments like this. So let's say we define the data pin, and that's the pin that's connected to the LED strip. In this case, this should be 4, since we connected it to D4. Well, if you want to make a comment about this line, we could do 2 forward slashes and enter in pin for data on LED strip, for example. Then it says define LED type. It indicates WS or WS, sorry, I'm in Dutch, WS2811, but we are using a 2812 B strip, and when I enter in the B, it turns from blue to black, and that's not what we want. We want to keep it blue. So this would work just fine, even though it's a B strip. Then we're going to ignore this, and this number of LEDs should be set correctly. There's 144 LEDs on this LED strip. The brightness, I'll leave it to 96. 0 is completely off, and 255 is full brightness. So in order to have the effects work optimally, I think that for this code 96 is perfect. Then the setup runs only once, so it gives you a delay of 3 seconds. So it waits 3 seconds before it does anything, and after those 3 seconds it starts up the LED. The FastLED connects the pin to the Ledstrip. Then it sets its brightness, and the brightness was set right here, 96. So this might as well have said, could have said 96. And I'm going to ignore this code. Then we have the loop here. This will run continually. Well, what does it run continually? It will continually change patterns or effects, and it will continually send the data to the Ledstrip. That's what this does, the show part. And it will continually use a delay, and it will continually change color. That's what this does, and it will continually go to a next pattern. And these voids, they are programs which are addressed in the loop. So when it's addressed in the loop, it will run this for as long as it's necessary. And let's see, there's a void rainbow, and this rainbow program creates a full, over the full Ledstrip, it will create a rainbow-like effect. Then we have a rainbow with glitter. It would do the same, so you would have a rainbow-like effect over your strip, but it will randomly add white sparks. So let's ignore all of these programs for now, and let's just see what it does to the Ledstrip when when the program is inside of the ESP32. So now that it's connected, we're going into Tools, and then we're going to choose the correct port, which should be 6, and all these settings are still correct. So I'm just going to click on the upload button now. And as you can see, the program works, and it will slowly go through all the pre-programmed patterns. Okay, so now we have used this demo reel 100 example from the Arduino IDE and the example from the FastLED library, demo reel 100. Now we can also use some code that someone else created, and when we open up a browser and we go to tweakingforall.nl/hardware/arduino/arduino Ledstrip effecten. If we use this URL, we get a Dutch website, and when we scroll down, we get some Ledstrip effects, and they are given a name. Let's say we would want the rainbow cycle. We can click on this number 18, it says regenboog cycle, which just means rainbow cycle. And here we see an example in the video, and here we get the code. So we can just copy this whole code and then right click and press copy. Then we go to the code we have from the example, and we can delete all this stuff. We don't need it. We need this define, and it should be the same as before, data pin 4. All these settings can just all stay the same. The brightness setting can be different. Let's make it a bit higher. Let's say 225. Oh wait, this is way too high. Let's set it to 200, which is already a lot brighter than the strip, and also still maybe way too bright, so 150. We don't need the frames per second anymore. The delay is fine. This is something we need, and the brightness is being set. Then what else can go? Let's see, we don't need this, and the loop, everything from the loop down can just go. So now we paste in the code we just copied. So now we have inside of the loop continuously run the rainbow cycle with a value. The value is set to 20. And here we see the void rainbow cycle. So this is the program that will be run continuously because it's addressed in the loop. And the speed delay is 20. So what you set here is the speed delay. So you see rainbow cycle 20, and here you see rainbow cycle integer speed delay, and this 20 is the parameter value of speed delay. Now here we have a delay, and it comes right after show strip, and show strip will make sure that the all this code is set to the Ledstrip, and the delay will make sure that at least for 20 milliseconds it will wait after the code is shown on the strip. And this value you can change, and you can experiment with to see different speeds of the effect. So let's see if this code is correct and does what it should do. And if you just want to check the code, we can click verify. And if you want to try and upload it immediately, you can click on upload. And if it has any errors, it will also give you a warning. And if it works, if there are no errors, it will just work fine and all will be good. So I think it's faster to just click upload and see if it works. Yeah, it says set pixel is not declared, and I feel that I am missing code. So let's see what we have here. I think we are missing some code. Let's see, let's go up and see what we are missing. Yeah, there need to be some base code. It says we need this FastLED, now we have it. We need to set the number of LEDs. We have that piece of code. This is correct. Then we need this code, this part of the code. And when we put this in our code, we can put it after the loop, or we can put it under all the other pieces of code, as long as it's in there. Let's try again. Yeah, it works. The code is fine. We hold the boot button while it says connecting, and we can let go when it starts writing. It's done uploading, so we should see the effect soon. Yeah, this is the rainbow effect. As you can see, all the colors of the rainbow are in there, and it's flowing from this side to the other.